What's happening, party people? You've heard the phrase, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. Have you ever been so obsessed with something that it becomes your possession? Have you been so maniacally focused and driven and determined to be excellent in something, at something, that it just consumes every cell of your body? Good morning. This is your daily morning motivational message because motivation is a lot like taking a bath or brushing your teeth, personal hygiene. It's something you want to do every day because not only is your presentation important, but your incantation is even more important. What is your internal mechanism? How are you thinking? Because what you think about, you bring about. So I'm living in New York City in a brownstone in Brooklyn, Prospect Heights. Shout out Prospect Heights, what up? And I went to Central Park earlier that day and I was doing some rollerblading. I thought I was taking in the sights of New York. I was kind of in chillaxing mode because at that point I had had a couple of gigs that came down the pipeline and I knew some auditions were coming up. So I was enjoying the reality at that time of being a full-time working actor living in New York City, which was always my dream. That was something I dreamed about years before it ever became a reality. And it became my obsession. And my obsession eventually became my real life possession. And so I'm in Central Park hanging out, chilling. It's a beautiful day. I love New York in the spring. How about you? I like New York in the spring. You all know that song. So I get a phone call. It's my agent, and he's excited. And he is pretty even keel. He doesn't normally call me with this level of excitement in his voice. And he's like, listen, just got an offer. And it's a movie, Sean Penn, Nicole Kidman, and they have an offer for you. And, you know, they want you to, be on set. Okay, and by the way, that was a message. It wasn't actually the call. It was the message he left me because I missed his call. So, so I listened to the message that I called him back and I'm like, George, like, what's up, man? Like, what's the offer? Like, you didn't say anything. Like, I don't know how much I'm getting paid. I don't know anything about the role. Like, what's going on? He's like, oh man. He's like, I was so fired up. So he tells me the details and basically I need to be on set in a couple of hours. Like, I don't have a lot of time. He's like, you need to be out in front of your brownstone at this time. They're sending a car to come pick you up. So I hustle back on the subway back to Brooklyn. I get ready. And sure enough, the car is there right on time, picks me up, takes me to set. And so I go to my trailer. The PA takes me there, PA's production assistant, takes me to my trailer. And I said, okay, where are the sides for what I'm shooting today? Because I don't, I just got hired out of nowhere. And this is Sidney Pollack, by the way. Sidney Pollack, if you don't know, great director, one of my favorite movies of all time, Tootsie. Okay, if you guys ever want to know what the life of an actor is like, if you really want to know, and you want to see brilliant acting in telling that story, watch the movie Tootsie with Dustin Hoffman. But Sidney Pollack is a Academy Award winning director. He's big time. He's actually in the movie Tootsie too. He's really funny. So anyway, I said, hey, where are my sides? Oh, she's like, oh, sorry, let me go get those for you. I'll be right back. So then I go to costume and I'm getting, measured and all that. And then I go back to my trailer and I see two sets of sides. And I'm playing a news reporter and I'm speaking on this terrorist act that just took place, but there's some technical terms in these sides, and there's two different sets of sides. And they're each like a page and a half in terms of the actual monologues, like that I have to say, that I have to learn, that we're going to be shooting in a couple of hours. So this is where all of my training just kicks in. It's a reflex because when I was at drama school, we were doing, 50 plays or something like that a year. And it was not abnormal for any one of us to be in 2 or 3 productions at one time, and you're going from 9 a.m. till 1 a.m. sometimes. So it's not unusual to have to learn a lot of dialogue in a very short period of time because that's how we were trained. And so I remember looking at both scripts, both sides, and I'm saying to myself, well, they're not that different. There's just some different terminology. And we're on a very tight schedule, and they're going to call me to set to start shooting in the next 30 minutes at this point. That's how much time was like boom, 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 boom. Like that morning I was in Central Park chilling, and now I'm on this multi-million-dollar movie set directed by Sidney Pollack, starring Sean Penn and Nicole Kidman. I'm kind of tripping, but I'm focused on the task at hand. So I'm taking in the sides, and I said to myself, I'm just going to splice them. And hopefully the director will be cool with it because, it's not like I'm the star, so I got to be tight. I got to be on my game. I can't afford to be messing up lines because that costs money. So sure enough, within about 30 minutes, like clockwork, they say, hey, we're going to take you over to set to start shooting. So I'm walking over, and I'm walking through about 200 plus extras, and they're carnage because there was a big terrorist explosion in New York, and all of the extras were like, body parts and blood and makeup and all that stuff. It's pretty crazy. And then I hear helicopters overhead, and I look up and I realize, oh, he's shooting the aerial shot, but he's also shooting, he's going to have like 3 cameras. And Sidney Pollack walks up to me, like Sidney Pollack. I don't know him. I only know of him because I watched his movies. But I'm like, Sidney Pollack's walking over to me. This is pretty freaking cool. And he says, hey, listen, so we're going to do one shot here. We got 2 cameras behind you here. He said, you can use this much space, okay? You can pivot, you can turn, and I'm going to make sure the camera's following you. He said, is that good? I'm like, yes, sir. I'm ready when you are. And sure enough, extras, helicopters, Sidney Pollack says, action. And I go into my thing, and I'm splicing it, and I'm remembering the terminology because that's my training. And we did the shot, and we probably shot it 3 times, and I was done. And then I was like, hey, it's Sean Penn. What's up, man? How you doing? What a day. The life of an actor in New York City. What a freaking day. And so my message to you this morning is let your obsession become your possession. Let you be so obsessed and so driven to be excellent at whatever you're doing that you're always ready, because if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. The movie, by the way, is The Interpreter, starring Sean Penn, Nicole Kidman. The Interpreter. Check it out. If you got some value out of this message, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, put them down below. I'd love to interact and pass this video on if it can add value to somebody else, because it is a blessing to be a blessing. Have an awesome